You had fucking homeboy with you.
Yes, sir.
Fucking, I disappeared. Dude, what the fuck ever happened with that? What he had, like, fucking, he was like keeping somebody in the woods, like.
Oh, that was the time before. That guy, Drew.
Drew, yeah.
Yeah, he got canceled right off the planet.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from him.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He's alive right now.
Oh, cute.
Free Drew.
Don't have to do it now.
I'll lock him up, I guess, right?
Skip that one.
Alright, so you can just give the clap. I guess 3, 2.
The whole 3, 2, 1 clap. Did you already did we check and make sure that that's working too?
Yeah.
All right, word. All right, Mr. Van Styles.
Big Dookie Chain, what's going on? I'm Van Styles, Tash to the left of me, Hush behind the cameras. And we have Dubba, creative director for Panels, in the place to be. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me down.
Nice Big Dookie Chain.
I appreciate that. You gave me the nice one too. That's
I did. Mine's turning a little bit silver here.
We do have new Dookie chains coming though.
They're probably somewhere in my hallway, actually.
Dookie chain budget. Got to keep that on point.
Yep.
That mic up a little.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just came from Maine.
I did.
I heard you hate Boston traffic.
Oh my God, bro! I left an hour and a half early, and I still got here half an hour late. So
Rapper time.
I'm not built for that shit.
Well, you're on like a hip hop podcast, so it's rapper time.
That works.
That's what he wants. That's what he
Works
wants.
for you,
Even though
works
most
for me.
rappers are on time, which is a stereotype that isn't exactly true. But Panels, PNLZ.
PNLZ.
What is Panels? Let's just start there.
Okay.
Let's tell people why you're here and like what you do and what
Yeah.
Panels is.
So we run a makerspace that's in coastal Maine. We got a satellite studio in Norwalk, Connecticut, and we invite visionary and graffiti artists from all over the world to hold temporary residency there. We have them paint new murals for us, and then we buy the originals, and I license the IP to do limited art apparel clothing drops. We got over 300 murals in the collection now, and we tore that out to festivals and municipal events around the country.
Okay.
Cool.
No, that is dope. But let's obviously break that down. When you say murals, right? What do you mean you own murals?
Yeah, so I mean, gigantic pieces of art.
How would like the shit that's on the side of buildings?
Literally the shit that's on the side of the buildings.
How would you own something like that?
So we will frame out, depending on the aspect ratio the artist's looking for, we'll build a frame and then skin it with whatever material we've decided for that particular project. We have, most of the guys we work with are aerosol artists, so we're using 4x8 sheets of material. So some of them are as small as 4x8. Some of them are 24 feet tall, 30 feet long. So they vary.
What's your biggest piece?
The biggest piece is, I think, 36 feet long, 8 feet high. But if we're going height, I've got one that's 24 high by 24 wide.
Jesus fucking
Yeah, it's
Christ!
massive.
How many panels is that?
How many panels is that? Well, we figure it's 4x8, so 2 on top of each other is 16, and then you flip one sideways and get the other 4. So yeah.
So you're literally, because I'm just trying to like put it in context. People are like, oh, I got like the 30 of these or whatever like that. I own paintings, like these. I own paintings. You're talking about like the shit that is on like the covering the whole side of a building. Like you own something that's 20. So what do you like have this all stacked away in a warehouse or something like that? I mean, how do you?
Exactly. Yep. We got multiple storage units and a storage warehouse, so we keep everything in. And then, like I said, we tore them out to municipal events and festivals around the country. So based on the event's aesthetic, I'll curate a selection from the collection, and we'll load up the team, all the gear, drive them out, set them up, rig them, and then we light them and video map them after dark. So it's a whole nother experience.
What is video mapping?
Video mapping's where you use a projector and trace out the lines and like animate it. So something that was wood or metal becomes, fully animated and changing at nighttime.
So you're talking about like when you go to like a festival, or you go to like a something on the Esplanade. Sometimes they have it. Something like at I know Bam's Fest had some shit like that. These big just art pieces you're walking by. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to like it's. Are you trying to pull one up or something like that to show them? Yeah, I'm trying to. Because that's going to frame the rest of the conversation to know how, like, we're not talking about these little tiny pieces. We're talking about gigantic pieces of art that are commissioned out with artists from all around the world. You say artists from all around the world. Like, what do you mean from all around the world?
Some of the guys we work with are in New Zealand and Australia. We've flown in artists from France, a bunch of West Coast artists, a bunch of Denver-based artists, New York.
So this isn't a small operation.
It's not anymore. Nope.
Okay, so when you said it's not anymore, you were here a year ago.
Yep, I was
A
indeed.
year ago. Yeah, a year. A lot can happen in a year.
Yeah, we've done 6 new features, and we've got 5 new features planned for this year.
When you say features, what do you mean by that?
Where we'll feature a specific artist that's going to create new content for us that we'll license. And what we do is we bring in a pro media team, and we capture the creation of everything and use that to both promote the brand and promote the artist.
It's fucking dope because like I know what you do and like I know the gist of it, and then when you sit down you actually tell like the plan behind it is like, oh, okay. Do you catch
I know
what
this dude Yeti Fresh.
That's my man. I got some swag for you guys. That's our latest drop was his stuff. Actually.
Oh, dope! Because I remember seeing him at Electric Haze when they did Cubert.
That was my event actually.
Oh, it was okay. Nice.
Totally.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just super dope. Yeah,
Super. He's like the hip hop Hanna-Barbera, bro. Like,
he's amazing. Yeah, I mean, some of these pieces are just insane.
So just to even like the concept of what this is now, because it's like, okay, how do you make money, right, when you're just collecting art and putting it at shows, right? But that's not even what you're doing. You're doing that, but you're buying the actual work of art, and then you're reproducing that work of art on, let's say, stickers, T-shirts, hoodies, whatever you want to now make prints of.
exactly.
That's fucking dope. So how many drops have you had like since this whole thing has started?
Clothing wise, I think we've produced 20 plus items at least. 20 plus variations on items. You know, we license for unlimited merchandising rights, so I'll do a t-shirt, a hoodie, stickers like you're saying. And we just started doing like gallery quality art prints. So,
Okay.
you know, we also sell the original murals. What we do is we mint an NFT as a smart contract that dictates what happens to the work for the life of it, and we use it as a certificate of authenticity. So it contains the info of when it was created, who created it, as well as you know, its value and any future sales, how they get distributed.
Well, since he said Yeti Fresh, he knows Yeti Fresh. That's funny. You were at his event and you didn't even understand. You didn't even know that. That's great. It happens all the time, though. That's like one of those things. We'll be honest, like, who is that? I don't even know who the fuck that guy is.
He does a lot of Cubert's covers too.
Yeah. It's funny enough. I actually
Super Seal covers.
Yeah,
Maybe not those.
He become like the Thud Rumble official animator, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
I actually introduced him to Cubert back in 2014. I did an event up in Maine, and Q was. I always like to have like an old school turntablist as one of the headliners.
Yeah.
And I had Cubert that year, and you know, right place at the right time. Him and Yeti hit it off, and you know, he's been making all kinds of fire work for him ever since.
Yeah, they've done so much together since. That's
Yeah.
wild that you're behind that. That's dope.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So let's see. Like, so this is an example of like one of your drops. So explain to us how this, even the design came to be, like where the original mural is, and then how we get to the shirts.
So I got him in a Hannaford bag. That's how you can tell I just came from Maine, Bob. So let's see what we got here. Speaking of Yeti, so we did this in 3 different colorways. Let's see. We try to get like real high-end blanks. We've been, you know, working with our print shop. Shout outs to Arm Factory in Portland, Maine. Dom's unsung hero.
That's dope.
So this was the drippy design. We released this at the Las Vegas Comic-Con drop when Yeti was out there. So if you check it out, we print them on Shockaware. So it's like a drop shoulder, intended to be oversized, all screen print, and then it's 100% cotton, pigment dyed.
Because the back is all, you get the back too.
Yeah, and if you remember our older drops, we used to screen print the
And you
logo
got
on.
the panel like the.
Yeah, now we're doing a stitch logo, and flip it upside down. Flip the tag inside out anyway. So we started printing the QR codes that goes right to the web store and whatnot.
That's dope.
So basically, everybody that rocks the shit ends up being
Yeah,
a
it's
promoter.
like on the inside of the, I think there's a QR code in here.
Yes, sir.
Didn't
Big
like,
Dookie Chain clothing line. Take note.
Don't
Yeah,
didn't
so-
like didn't you have something too like last time? Weren't they like they don't they animate or something like that too?
So that's something that's still in R&D. Augmented reality clothing.
Okay.
I showed you the NFC chip, and that's something we're working on with a couple artists because we do artist development, art placement for music artists and festivals around the country as well. So the way the NFC chip works is, it's embedded in the clothing somewhere. A project we're working on right now is we're going to work with a bass music artist that's going to do their album drop on a shirt. So you tap the phone to it, it links to their Apple Music, Spotify. People don't buy CDs anymore, so making an object that you can use as the, connecting point for the media helps with marketing, helps everybody involved sort of grow.
So you're saying someone's gonna walk around with a shirt with the QR code on it, or the QR code is embedded in the design of the shirt?
Yeah.
And like
with all this new AI tech, you can embed QR codes into the art, so that when you look through an iPhone or something like that, it automatically registers it. And what we're working on is augmented reality clothing. So if you got like Google Glasses or some shit, you'll walk by and the guy's shirt's animating. Or
so like this guy is like walking, or
walking.
he's spraying the can or something like
exactly.
that. Yeah, that's fucking dope. How do you even think of something like that?
I have far too much time on my hands. Actually, that's not true, dude.
I was gonna say you're a busy guy. I know that's not true.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I've got like artistic ADHD super bad, so it's always something,
But like, I like to think that I know business. I think that I know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to shit like this. It's like the plan for that is so good to be like, to have an artist come in, have them do original work, then license that actual design for clothes, do limited drops on the clothes. Like that's like,
Yeah, this sounds like something you would love to do.
that's what I'm saying. That's like it's super fucking smart. And then when you're the guy throwing the festival and you bring the artist in, it's really easy to sell the merch.
See, like that mural right there, that's a Gabriel Welch piece, and then that's this design here. And the way we print, we do full color on the
I don't know
front.
if we can even like.
Nah, you can see it.
Yeah, so we do full color print on the
Back
front,
up a little.
and then the artist name and the line work on the back.
It's
We do that
focused
with
on
everything.
names.
Yeah, I get it.
It's all UV reactive ink and whatnot.
It looks like it's about fucking, I don't know what.
It's 8 feet
8
wide,
feet high,
8
yeah.
feet high, 20 feet long.
Yeah.
Wait, that's UV reactive?
Yeah, you see the ink on the back here?
Oh, that's dope.
So it's like, and then like to make the clothes like move and shit like that
Yeah.
too. Like who's like even, you think someone would have thought of that by now?
I mean, there's
We're
some
looking at it.
brands doing it.
I've seen business cards that do similar, but that's it.
Well, yeah, I've seen the business. I'm not talking about the augmented reality. I'm talking about having like a dope ass artist coming in, doing some original work, and then I'm sure there's some kind of like payout for the artist and all.
Yeah. I mean, we buy the original. Well, usually what we'll do is we'll work a deal for the licensing and the purchase of the mural, the actual original work. So it's a sizable investment to start, but then we get unlimited merchandising rights to the design, and that's what propels us toward the black,
Yeah, it's good shit. And then also to have the festivals, and you're throwing the festivals and throwing the show. So now you can have the artist come in and have them do it live. So now when people see live, like when you see good live graffiti, not like just regular live graffiti. When someone's doing someone knows the fuck they're doing, you're like that is insane. I'm sure you've seen it here and there.
Yeah.
It's like it's a different level of thing. Now you got that going on. It's really easy to sell the merch.
Yeah, it is. It's like the double tap. Patrons walk around and they see the art, and then they come by the booth and they automatically associate it with what they just seen. So it definitely helps with getting the brand and getting the merchandise out there.
And then as someone puts that shirt on and walks around, now you're advertising the art that's being made in the corner of the venue that's going on live at the show. And not even that, like, oh, you want to get one? You just flip your fucking shirt, you fucking scan the code.
Right.
I don't have to go to a website. I don't have to like type in all this crap. I don't have to remember anything. I can literally go, oh, you like my shirt? Boom, done.
Yeah.
I can get one. That's fucking genius. I always say with those QR codes, you make it so people don't have to even touch anything. Like they're already at the buy screen.
Yeah,
It goes right to the buy. Oh, just press the button, put my card in. That's it.
Yeah,
Done.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what ours does. Pushes you right to our web store.
it's genius. So what kind of events do you have going on, like to support these designs?
So I used to be primarily in production, but these days I'm more on the event services side of things. I'm one of the partners for Proper Consulting and Operations, so we staff personnel and administrative people for festivals all around the country. With that, I'm also the art director for a few events. So one big one that's coming up, June 6th and 7th in Maine, FamFest. So I'm the art director, so I curate and select all the artists that show their work in the gallery. They also contract with us to do a full grounds, panels, mural activation. So we'll bring a selection and cover the entire grounds, and we'll light everything up. So we add to the aesthetic with real big shit for the most part. Let's see. Yeah, we got 26 artists coming in, including a few from California, a few from Denver that just moved to the East Coast. And what we do with that is I get like a 40 by 40 tent, and my team builds a rigid 16 by 16 structure in it that the artists hang all of their original works on. And I actually, this year, I'm creating a secret room on the inside that is a boiler room DJ booth. So we're going to throw like a party and a party both nights of the event.
Well, now it's not a secret anymore. You just told everybody.
Yeah, no, but you're gonna need a ticket in. So we're gonna make like 50 tickets and give them to people at the event, and then post security, so it'll be like super bougie.
So how do you get involved in something like this? Like, how do you? This is a hip hop podcast, all right. You are graffiti, super hip hop, one of the 5 elements, original.
Absolutely.
It's obviously the tie-in. He was just at one of your Qbert events. Obviously, you're into hip hop. Obviously, that's part of the tie-in. What I like to hear about though is like the other shit, like so FanFest, not a hip hop festival.
No, it's a bass music festival.
Okay,
but
so
there's with the bleed over of with the graffiti and art element, it kind of mashes up. Plus, a lot of that experimental bass music has roots in hip hop. So the stylistic blend over, definitely, which you'll see because I did get clearance to get you an all-access media pass.
Nice.
So hopefully you'll be coming up and partaking and checking everything out.
I am 100% going to be coming up.
Excellent.
That's the 6th and 7th of June, right?
6th and 7th, correct.
So like, but I want to like, so these guys. I mean, you've probably been to a Hush. You've probably been to a. Oh, you don't have a mic, but you've probably been to a festival before with Stevie, I'd imagine. So you know what that like. You haven't really been to like a festival before, have you?
No.
So like how? So someone goes up for the.
I was supposed to have.
Let's say FanFest. Okay, let's go with that. For the hip hop audience of people that have no idea, they see the fucking lights, they see the colorful clothing, the outfits, but they don't know what the fuck is going on there. Explain to someone like me. Well, suppose I bring him up to FanFest, right? What is he walking into? What is the difference between when he goes to a hip hop concert, right, and you're going to a concert where people are staying in tents, people are camping out. People are basically living on the property for the weekend.
Yeah.
They're like living on a piece of art. It's like
literally, man. Like so, like a totally curated environment, both with like lighting and art, and it's communal because people are temporarily living there. So you build a little tiny multicultural village, and have a party.
that mic up because I think we're gonna lose you. Okay. Yeah, it sounds amazing. And it sounds like it's just going to get a lot of every hip hop fest is like a sausage fest. So women are into like artistic things. So there'll be women there, and that's cool too.
Yeah, it's a good mix, definitely.
Now, how did you get into you're good at logistics if you said you run a staffing agency, and then you also are a creative director. So you're really good at logistics and at just being super right-brained, artistic-minded.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, so 10 years ago, I used to produce a big festival up in Maine called Great North. And I started, building my contact list of national and international artists.
Yeah.
Continued to nurture and build on those relationships. And
yeah. A little bit. Yes.
Check. All right.
Pick the whole thing. Pick the whole thing.
You're gonna tight.
Pick the whole thing up like this. The whole thing up like this. Yeah, there you go. Now we'll just
Gucci.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so with that I started an art collection because we would pay artists to come and be featured at the event that I was producing.
Yeah.
So I had a personal collection of large scale work, and then probably 5 years ago, I have a bunch of friends that are in production nationwide. I got asked to just bring out some murals and set them up, and after I did it the first time, I'm like, damn, this would be a great business model, but how do I entice these artists to come and create new works for me without, throwing a major event? And that's where the concept for this brand kind of came out of.
Yeah. So,
Go ahead.
okay, yeah. So with your first festival, how did that, the one you did in Maine, the first one you did, you said that was like 10 years ago?
Yep.
So how did you get that off the ground then? Because it's more than just
literally, so again, right place at the right time. It was still like a vanilla Facebook algorithm, so it was wide open. So, and I knew that. I knew if you had a cool image that had good content on it, you could still take advantage of all that share to win tactics and stuff like that.
Wait, share to win?
Yeah, you know, or you tag somebody and whatnot. Nowadays, the algorithm will shut you down for it. But I knew that if I curated a nice lineup and got enough people sharing it, that I could at least get it off the ground anyway. And I was lucky enough to get some all-star artists featured on it, as well as have a great music lineup. So again, just right time, right place, the right time.
But it's a huge team you have now.
Yeah, we got about 50 people nationally, and it depends where events are. We'll call in carpenters and welders, fabricators from different locations.
Right. So it's musicians, it's artists, it's architectural people.
Absolutely.
Handyman times 100.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then you need people to pick up like the trash and shit. And fucking
right.
Make sure everyone gets to point A to point B, and make sure there's like food for everyone to eat.
Yeah, this is so many moving pieces.
Exactly.
I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
It is a bit exhausting, but
you're talking about his nightmare.
Yeah, that would seriously.
He wants to be the guy that gets to go to the boiler room party inside the party. Like he wants to do that, but setting that thing up gives him hives.
Yeah,
he's not.
I understand that totally. Just been collecting people over time and maintaining contact and whatnot, and just my spreadsheet of people is pretty extensive.
Something like a fan fest. How many people are at a thing like this?
Something like FAM is like small to medium size, so 1,500. This is their last year, so we might see a bigger boom. But enough where the stages are packed out and it's a party. If you check out their Instagram and whatnot, there's a bunch of media from previous years to kind of give you what the vibe is.
Yeah, I just don't really know. I've probably been to like 3 or 4 festivals like in my life. Not really many. I don't have much experience with the whole genre. And the couple that I've been to, most of the time I've been working them, so I'm doing film, and I'm not really like involved with the actual part of it. You know what I mean? Even when I went with that time I met you, I didn't really like. That wasn't really a festival. That was more like a rock and roll show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That was a festival. That was just jam music demographic, as opposed to this is going to be bass music.
And what is the difference? Like, I don't mean to sound like ignorant, but like, what is? I know obviously the music is different, but how is that vibe of something like that different?
Well, I mean, your lineup curates your attendees, so you get a totally different group of people for the most part.
And what kind of people are we going to get at, like a drum and bass show, as opposed to
fun people?
So jam people on
Jam fest is not fun.
They totally are. Just
they're just all stoned.
I didn't know what direction to take that, man.
Well, like
you get more things that glow at the drum and bass fest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
like,
they build out and they video
more hemp necklaces at the
and
Jam Band Fest.
This guy's got it.
Yeah.
You said more what?
It's ready for fish lot.
Hemp necklaces. Do they still have those? Or you get like it'll be made out of like an eraser, and it'll have a little shroomy thing at the end. And yeah, I don't know.
A hemp necklace. I don't think they do that. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know.
They used to.
Yeah, that
was
was a thing, man. I used to have a hemp necklace.
Nowadays,
you can imagine it.
Rocking glass and the high-end fabrication and whatnot. Like you got to set around your neck.
Right. I was gonna say it's like part of the same world. I thought hemp necklaces and the.
It is a little bit. See, like when I got this
glass blown shit.
This right here was exactly kind of that. It's bringing the hip hop element or bringing the cannabis element, like a different side of it to hip hop. I don't think people know what glass is about yet. I think that like cannabis is in a place right now where people are like they're starting to have clubs and stuff like that. The cannabis catered clubs. Those are like kind of brand new. One year, New York, they're having them like around California, obviously shit like that. But like if you're the guy sitting there smoking the best weed, like Jay-Z's weed, like it goes for like $50 a fucking gram or some shit, stupid shit like that. So you're smoking like the best, most expensive weed. That's kind of like your flex. It's like getting a big bottle, getting like the most expensive bottle in the club. They don't know that they can be smoking out of a $50,000-$60,000 fucking bong. They can be smoking out of a $150,000 piece of glass. They have no idea about that yet. And as soon as that gets figured out, like as soon as like Lil Wayne pumps out to like one of like the first, or whoever the new guy is, whoever the new like younger rapper is, he's like, oh, I smoke out of this glass, it's gonna be over.
Yeah, no,
it's gonna be like as soon as the first one does that, it's gonna take one of them to do it.
So
and then shit like this, they're gonna go, oh, wait a minute, like this is worth more than that.
Yeah. For real.
They don't know that yet.
No.
I met your guy at the DMC Sensei All Stars thing.
Okay. Who? Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle's the man.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
speaking of Kyle, I'm actually launching a new event August 2nd. It's
Okay.
a one-day event. It's called Art Park Summer Session. It's going to be a mashup of the cannabis industry and art gallery.
Okay.
So we're setting up an art walk of a large selection of murals throughout the grounds of this venue. We've got 24 industry exhibitors that are going to be set up inside. We're setting up an original art gallery where we're going to be running a silent auction. We're video and laser mapping the outsides of the buildings. We've got a big 60 by 100 tent we're setting up as the industry lounge, which will be a sesh area.
What is laser mapping?
Same thing.
That's where you said it's coming in 3D.
Yeah,
You're like
so-
doing AI shit without
on
AI.
the build, like on the buildings.
Yeah, so you've seen
He's
lasers
like,
at a show,
you just
right?
like pay. He's like, yeah. He's like, you don't know laser mapping on the building.
Yeah,
It's like,
You can literally dictate like where the lasers go. So you sit
Okay.
there from your control unit and like you outline the edge of this picture.
So
now-
somebody's job is to be laser mapping.
absolutely, yeah. We're bringing in.
How does one become a laser mapper?
you spend tens of thousands of dollars on lasers? To
Okay.
start?
like what's his name?
It's what you got to. Well, I mean, I was gonna ask you before, like how like it's not terrifying when you're like, all right, I'm gonna pay this. I'm gonna fly in an artist from Australia, like, and to paint murals is not fucking cheap. So like, it's not cheap at all. So like now I'm gonna toss out that cost, and then I like gotta house these people. It's a significant. I can only imagine a ticket to Australia is at least $1,000 fucking dollars.
Try
Like,
$4,000.
yeah, so it's like, so now, like, I mean, I don't know what exactly but you're like 10, 15 grand in the hole for these fucking things. Yeah. And then, like, you got to make that back, and you do it every time to the point where, like, you're like, yeah, let's keep doing this. Rinse and repeat. That's terrifying.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's multiple revenue streams that we go after. You know, we charge a premium to present at events, so we're getting paid to bring the work in and set it up. And then we usually contract to have our vending fees included. So, you know, that's nominal, but it's not a negative right out the gate. And then we sell the merchandise as well. And everything we have is a premium. It's limited edition. We're starting to get hypes around the drops. It is available on our web store, but we debut it in person at events. So that's something that the events we contract with, like that we advertise as well, that new drops will be happening at this event or that event. For instance, FamFest, we've got a new Gabriel Welch drop and 2 reprints in different colorways of 2 of our real popular hoodie designs from this last year that will be ready right before. We're going to debut them in person at FamFest. So people want to get on site to scoop those.
Who is the person that is deciding, like, the drops and all that stuff? It's all you? You're the one, like, is there any, like, rules when you tell them do you tell them what you want? Do they just kind of paint what's on their mind? Like, how do you figure that out?
What I do is I'll look for an artist's style and something that I like. And then, once they're interested in working with our team, I'll ask for a specific design. We'll work back and forth on a few concepts. And once that's decided on, that's what they'll paint. And that's what we get.
It all goes through you.
Yeah.
How do you have time for all this shit?
I have no idea. But we're also doing a glass art exhibition and jewelry exhibition at Art Park, which is the event August 2nd. Kyle's there, gonna be there. We got Bobby Nuggs is actually curating the glass and jewelry gallery, so he's already got a super nice lineup. We're actually going to be launching and debuting the event today. So, by the time this comes out, the website will be up.
This is live right now.
Is it? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So
well, yeah.
anyone hearing it's
Art Park Summer Session, August 2nd.
Where?
Winthrop, Maine, at Homegrown Acres.
You know the address?
Beautiful venue. If you just pull up Homegrown Acres, you'll be able to find it. Winthrop, Maine.
Homegrown Acres sounds like a farm.
It is. It's a couple of old farms become one. It's the guy that built the Wyman power plant was it's like a historical farm for the most part. It's out behind an orchard, but it's like 150 acres of just pristine, beautiful fields. The people that own it are super cool. There's already tons of infrastructure on site, so we're really excited to produce there.
That's what's up, man. That's cool. Congratulations, man. You got a lot going on. What else? I know you do. You have a couple things going on for the summer. Like, can we just run through those?
Yeah. So I'll probably just fill you in on the first few here. So we're going to be vending in 2 weeks at Germination Festival, which is up in Harmony, Maine, same location as FamFest. what is it? The 15th through 18th, May 15th through 18th. And we're going to debut. So, you know, the Yeti Fresh mural that you saw at Hubert that was behind the artist? That was actually only half of it.
Okay.
I couldn't fit the whole thing up. So this is going to be the first time we debut the piece in its entirety to the public. So we'll be vending there. And
did you guys see each other at that event?
No, we didn't. I think you messaged my business page, and I was like, oh, shit. But I realized later that you were there.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you're like a collector of people. You actually meet people and remember them after the first time, am I guessing?
A couple times, but yeah. It depends the nature of the relationship, I suppose.
It's like I'm out, I meet all these people, and I'm like, who did I talk to?
Well,
I don't know.
just like, because every time I see, when we started doing this, he's someone who he wants to go to 100 shows a week. He wants to go to every fucking show. He loves it. And he'll sit right in the fucking front with his camera, and he's like, he's that guy right in the fucking front with the camera every time. And I know this because every time I see footage from a show, Van is either on stage or he's right in the front with his camera in everyone else's footage. So I know at your event, he had to be right in front of Qbert with his fucking phone, getting his footage, like in front of everyone else's footage.
I'll tag you in the footage.
He probably did. I'm surprised you didn't, because you usually tags everybody and everything. So it's just funny to me that you didn't notice him, because like he's also like 6'3" and he got a big chain on and shit.
I think you actually sent me some footage that you guys shot.
Oh, I'm sure I tagged you in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm one of the admins on the PNLZ Gallery Instagram, so
okay.
I think we got some stuff from you that we.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, I spend I go the extra mile in terms of I want to make sure as many people are like networking on the production when the thing is actually
that's
produced.
definitely the
extra
move.
10 miles, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But it's just funny that you didn't notice him, because he's like the big dude, like right in the middle with the camera, and he got this fucking chain. He's usually wearing 2 of these chains.
Good lord.
So like,
good lord.
But you talk about like, you know, marketing and branding, dude. I'll tell you, like people see that chain, they know it. They know exactly what the fuck it is. Like it works. It absolutely works.
Yeah, when you said I was going to be on Dookie chain, I'm like, oh, I'm moving up in the world.
See?
Oh, shit.
See? Getting a little traction with it. You know, now we just need you to flip out and call us racist so we can go viral.
Oh, my God, bro. That was so intense to even watch.
Yeah, I know. I watched it in real time. You saw me. This is me in the video.
I like what people don't even realize there's a second person sitting next to me. Like someone else will comment, look at the second guy, and then people will be like, this is the second guy? What the fuck? Oh shit, look at him. He's, you know what I mean? Like it's like, then it's, oh shit, it's funny. Yeah. But it works. The chain fucking works. You know about marketing, branding, all that stuff. It's just interesting you didn't see him there, and you were at this event, and you didn't even know it was him.
No, I might have seen him, met him.
Yeah, so I was for the most part running my booth because we sell the merch, and we brought all of Yeti's work, because I was technically Yeti wasn't available to come for personal reasons and whatnot, but
okay, I was gonna ask. I'm like, I don't remember that, because I buy a bunch of shit off Thud Rumble too.
Nice, yes. So I mean, those were all original works. Another thing I do is I tore out collections of original works of multiple artists, and with that being the Yeti feature, everything you saw on the walls, those were one of one original works. And then all of our merch was just to the right. So we were rocking the booth and then kind of kicking it with Q's team.
Yeah, no, and he's super dope.
Yeah, super dope. Bro.
He's like one of my
dope.
one of my favorite like live DJs of all time.
Yeah,
he's just insane.
Invisible scratch pickles, bro.
Exactly, and he just loves it. Like he's so after all these years, he's a legend, and he's not
and he's like immortal,
jaded. Yeah,
he hasn't aged,
dude. He has not fucking aged. It's crazy, and he at least if he's not passionate about it, like you wouldn't know watching him, because he just gets into it so much. It's crazy.
I feel like that's all the greats like that are still going, that do it. You can tell that they actually just love it. Like
I don't know. You could look at like Jizza, and he's just kind of like.
I think he was having a bad day too. I don't know if he's having a bad day that day. Everyone does have bad days, but like for the most part, like
I was looking at the pic we have it tagged at the top of our Instagram. He's like frowning, and it's like you and me like smile. I'm like, maybe this isn't our best foot forward here, but
yeah, he was mad.
Yeah,
he was just mad in general.
He's just a grumpy dude.
That day he was.
Yeah.
Fucking. I don't know.
He's earned it though.
Yeah. No, but for like the most part, you see these guys that like are like the guys from our childhood that are still doing it now, like still touring and doing it. For the most part, it seems like they actually just fucking like love doing it.
Well, I think the super successful ones just love what they're doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
Yeah, and that goes a long way.
they have a kind of energy that the average person doesn't have. I think that's a big separator.
That's what I mean. Like if you're doing something you actually like to do, like you don't mind like getting tired while you do it because you can do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't care about like you just do it. You give up. You don't care. You're just like, oh, I love doing this shit. So it doesn't matter. Like all the crap that goes along with it.
I mean, I assume that's you to a certain extent. You're a collector.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm passionate about events and event services, and obviously art. Otherwise, I would have stopped a long time ago.
You're doing like 200 things, man.
Yeah, I mean, they all sort of amalgamate and lend to one another. So it's not for lack of scheming for one thing or the other. You know what I mean? Like all of them sort of build each other up.
That's kind of the thing too, is when you do one thing and you get one thing right, that's good. But if you can have a couple things that come together and complement each other, if you can do it over the course of a couple years to actually curate and build it the right way, like when you do finally break over that edge, it snowballs. Because you have like the infrastructure built behind like an idea and the sideways to pick up $1 here, $1 there, $2 here, $3 there. That shit matters.
That's what it is, man. Like so many projects, unless you're tapping every revenue stream, they're not sustainable. Especially big shit like this, because you're right, it is expensive to fly artists, lodge them, handle the logistics. You know, we got carpenters that need to build all this shit.
Well, I mean, I even asked the question because in my head, I know you. I've known you for a while. Like I've seen you like where you started with this idea. And like now where it is, like wow, okay, like you're what 2.5, 3 years into this now, and like you're like
2.5 years, yeah.
Like yeah, it's come a long way. You're about to tip over with this thing and like get that snowball effect going. And I'd assume you eventually going to be one of the bigger curators because you're doing it first, so you're going to be one of the bigger people. Like as it expands and you grow, you get bigger and bigger and bigger festivals because you're going to have shit nobody has, and just to get something like that started is really hard. That's why I asked that question about like putting so much money down to get into something, because a lot of people are terrified to put like $1,000 down into a dream. You're putting fucking like tens of $1,000s down into doing this thing, and you must not have made money right away. Because,
no,
yeah,
definitely not.
You know what I mean? So like, what made you not stop?
I guess really just passion for art, man. I already did have not a big collection, but I had a collection from the events that I produced before. So initially out the gate, before the merch concept and whatnot, it was revenue positive, just small amounts, like the first event was like, hey, I'll toss you a couple G's to drive to New York and set up, an art lounge and, build it out, light it up. And then that's when I'm like, oh shit, we can do this. And also just exploring what other revenue streams were. And it wasn't until our actual launch event in 2023 that I was like, oh dude, merchandise is our primary catalyst for making money.
Yeah, that's genius.
Yeah, I mean that's without that this would already be done.
You should have did it the other way, like having this and having the person do it live there and having like it's like a meet and greet with the artist as he's working. Like I've seen people see live graffiti for the first time, and you've seen them go like, oh, this isn't like bullshit on the side of a building. This is actually. I've seen like people cry, and been like, oh my god, I've been wrong about this. Like this is not. They're driving down the highway now, looking at graffiti differently.
Surely, yeah.
I've seen it happen in real life. So like it's just interesting to see that go and just in turn into something like this, and you take that, you merchandise that.
Yeah, no, it's the move. It's like I said, that's the sustainability for the whole brand concept at this point.
It's crazy. What's your favorite piece?
Oh, geez, that's hard. My favorite piece is probably a collaboration between an Australian and a New Zealand artist, Otis Chamberlain and Brian Itch.
Okay.
It's here. Let me pull it up. I'll show you. It's pretty gnarly. When you get into like these upper echelon guys, like the stuff that they can do with aerosol, you're like, I can barely draw with a pencil. Mm-hmm. So you see the can control and the techniques and like just the most wild shit you've ever seen. But honestly, what's my favorite piece keeps changing, dude. Because the collection keeps growing. We're blessed to work with more and more artists from around the world.
How about this then? What's your favorite hip hop album cover or hip hop piece of art?
Hip hop piece of art. I mean, it's probably something simple like the I Phantom cover or some shit, like Mr. Lift, bro.
The I Phantom cover?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Enter the Colossus cover?
Yeah.
By
actually,
Brian Life?
Oh, yeah. I know Brian. I featured him 10 years ago at one of my events. He's a super rad dude.
Yeah, the first Mr. Lift album on Def Jux.
He did
He
that?
did the cover. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's my favorite piece of art by him is that Enter the Colossus.
Well,
it's like the three-tittied fucking... I don't even know what's going on in that drawing.
So this is this cat Otis. Like, look at some of the shit. That's all with aerosol, dude.
Oh, wow.
And if you flick in the real tall, like 24-foot piece, you'll see there. This is the collaborative one I was talking about right there. That's all UV reactive and...
I'm tripping balls. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that. I mean, at some of these festivals, there might be some people that will be tripping balls. I mean, that might be a little part of some of the stuff, but
You know, to each their own, but with no substances at all. This
These are
looks
still
wild
still
as
amazing.
shit.
Yeah.
still amazing.
I imagine that's so cool, though, at being inside of an installation at night and everything's lit up.
Well, yeah,
Like,
man,
that's-
if you I don't know if you're gonna come up with him to FanFest, but you'll be able to see it in person.
Yeah, no, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Get
yeah,
you up
so
there.
we're gonna do Germination in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that is FanFest, and then I got a week of downtime, and then we're headed to Afton, New York for Moonwalk Festival, and we do a full grounds art installation there, but also we staff event services for them. So we got a team of about 25 people that handle their safety and shuttles and vending coordination and stuff like that.
It's dope, man. It's so you don't draw.
No.
You don't. Do you make?
I used to like do letters and like get up and stuff, and then I started working with people that are like so much better than me, and I was like, I'm gonna curate. So,
I was gonna say, how did you start? If you don't draw, you don't create art. How did you start? Like, okay, I want to start collecting it. Like,
I was just a fan, and
You're a fan.
Started to become friends with some of my favorite artists, and then, I know a lot about art at this point. It's just the execution of the techniques. I haven't spent the time doing it, and there's Jerry Garcia once said there's not enough time in this world to do all the things I'm interested in, and that's true.
And you're too far behind now for the people you're hanging with. It's just like to catch up. It's like it's crazy. You can't even like. Okay, I'm gonna be over here drawing my little A. You know what I mean? As these motherfuckers are making like octopuses underwater
exactly.
and shit.
And I
You're
feel
like,
at this point, like curation is my art. So create a space, select what goes in it, select the people that people interact with when they're in the space, and that's my art form.
All right. So what's your favorite curation then?
I mean, anything where they do a full panels gallery activation where I get to do the whole grounds.
So what's your favorite one that you've done so far though?
It's a toss-up between FamFest last year. The roll-up was fun. We got to put Yeti's work on stage with the locks and whatnot. It's hard to say, man, just because, each different event aesthetic is different. So I kind of like, I'll look through all of their media and just get a feel for what that aesthetic is saying to me. And we have such a diverse collection that every single time, I'm going for something sort of different. But probably this one this year we're gonna do is gonna be my favorite.
Well, you said you're going for something different each time. What are you going for this time at FanFest?
So we actually have Gabriel Welch, the guy that did this design. He's one of the headlining visual artists. We're flying him out from Sacramento. He's gonna be coming to our makerspace 10 days early and working on a brand new piece we're gonna debut there that they're gonna finish on site. But I've also got 6 other artists, some I've worked with, some I haven't, that'll be creating new works for us on site at the event. Last year we didn't do the panels live activation, and the difference is we'll either set up works from the collection, but with panels live we have some of the nationally featured artists there finishing working on brand new stuff, so patrons do get to interact with them, get the meet and greet vibe, buy some merch, go get some stuff signed by the artist. So this one I think is going to be real diverse, and there's going to be brand new content that I don't even know what it's going to look like yet. So,
Do you have like when you do something like that, you curate, and do you give everybody individual like direction, or do you give like the whole idea? You're like, okay, it's the vibe of the whole thing is this,
in individual direction, or some artists where I know that the content they're going to produce, no matter what, is going to be absolute fire. I totally step back. You know, if you familiar with the quality of the work, just stepping back and letting these guys do their thing is the move. Too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing. Like you know, I mean,
No, I just thought because I used to be we used to have a store, undergroundhiphop.com.
Okay.
And I like, you know, we'd get a lot of graph people in there, so I'd had a couple of these like younger cats come through, and I told them I wanted it to be like the Grandmasters with the Jizza and Muggs, their joint album. I wanted that album cover where they're like playing chess against each other, but I was like very specific. That did not fucking pan out.
If you have something, so my theory is if you have something specific, you want to look through an artist's catalog and find a good representation of something they've already done that matches what you're or close to, and then use that reference photo to be like, hey, I'm looking for something like this. Maybe we can switch it up a little bit. But just having a concept and going to any artist and being like, do this, that's like, you know, asking a fish to climb a tree.
Yeah, a fish to climb a tree. I was like, I want it to be God versus the devil, and like, yeah, the shit it did not pan out as I was seeing it in my head. I'll say that. We did it. We used to do this monthly night called Fresh Produce at this old spot in the North End called The Good Life.
Yep.
And we had, do you know David Cho?
Yeah.
Okay. Him and another like super famous artist come, and this is the only time I think I've seen what you're talking about, but this was actually done live during the show. Yep. Well, which you do
live
also.
Painters. Yep.
Yeah, and like do like a huge piece across the entire. And then I remember like years later that the owner of that bar, he had taken that piece home. He was quite a collector himself, but then they wanted it back. And it became this whole like political thing. Yeah. Started going down.
And that takes management. You have to
right.
Expectation management. You know what I mean? Like you come up with a preemptive deal. That way, there's nothing to discuss in post.
Right, about who owns the final piece, because that should be worth a shitload of money. The actual piece from somebody like David Cho.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And actually, I interviewed him, and you were joking earlier about we just need him to say something racist. I said something racist with David Cho in that interview that actually like blew it up. Anyway, I don't know. I was looking to see what the other. I don't know. We're just jumping all over here.
He's like,
let's cut this part out in real time.
Don't drag me into this shit.
All right, sorry.
I've seen the Benzino interview. Is this what you wanted?
Is this why you came onto the big Dookie chain?
You're a fan. Benzino's actually losing his mind on Facebook right now. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but regardless, what else is fucking new? Anyways, we won't be seeing Benzino at your festival. I don't think. Anyways,
I don't believe so.
Who is up there? Like who is some of the big acts that people might know?
So the headlining acts for FanFest, Rusko and Caspa, Angel, Maddie O'Neill's doing her new Madhouse set. So it's super eclectic blend of different genres of bass music. Honestly.
Is there going to be one of those? Are they going to do the thing with the silent party where everybody, or there's like different DJs doing different stuff on stage?
So
and depending on which headphones you have on, you're like.
So a silent disco.
Silent disco. That's what it is. I went to one.
I'm actually doing that at my event on August 2nd. I don't believe they have a silent disco. Again, I'm not on the administrative planning team for that. I'm just the art director, so I'm going to be taking care of hospitality and dealing with the artists as well as.
How do you keep all these like super artistic brained people on a timeline? Like, how much of a problem does that become?
So, I'm the curator and director, but I have a wonderful team of people that help me. Yeah. So it's not just me when it comes to game day. Like, I'm rolling out with 15, 20 people that are all assigned to specific things.
But you're like the conductor on stage. Like, you got to keep everything moving. So it's like a weirdly, like, again, like, you have to be good at multitasking and keeping all the balls rolling.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, it is that particular
I'm in awe of you, man.
Thanks, bro.
I really am.
Appreciate the kind words.
Well, the thing is, like, it's just, the truth is, it's even thinking of doing the things and then executing them, like having to take the time and the energy and shit to do all the shit is what really it is. Trying to get anything off the ground is hard. You know this. You know what I'm saying?
No,
it's what it is. That's why it's cool to see you come back from last year and be like, oh no, now we got It was like 10 last year. Now it's like 30, and you're like, okay, look at you building your fucking shit up. I like that, man. And like, now we got the other drops, and we're doing this, and we got to change it up, and we did this, and you're advancing. I like that shit, but it's like he's saying, it seems like it's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. And, well, like I said, it takes a
You
village.
have to love it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely do. And like I said, I'm super blessed to have a lot of hardworking, other passionate people around me that, you know, they have faith in the vision, and you know, they're down for making it happen as well.
What's the wildest thing that's happened at one of these events?
Let's not do that.
Why not?
I was gonna say, there's a whole other interview I want to have with you off the mic.
What's the
Yeah.
second wildest thing that anyone's ever done at one of these events?
Oh man, come on.
Because you get, oh my god, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean,
And you got to have insurance
yeah,
through
definitely.
the wazoo.
Absolutely. I mean, we carry our own insurance just for the art. You know,
Yeah.
if somebody breaks some shit, it's got to be covered. It can't doesn't just produce itself if the guy's on the other side of the planet. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Can you
crazy.
take? So when you own full rights, you could like. I feel like I'm going to say this, and it's going to be like devaluing it all. But like, you could throw up one of your pieces on like Teespring or Society, whatever. Like you know, they have all these print on demand sites.
Yeah, yeah.
You could
I mean,
technically do that,
I
right?
could, but okay. So what we do is we don't own the IP. We get unlimited merchandising rights to that instance of it. So like all these designs, all these characters can be reproduced by the artist in a different fashion, even in the way we did it. We just get to utilize the line work and the art for that particular one. I could do something like that, but what we've been priding ourselves in is finding higher end and bougier blanks to print on. Like I don't do any.
Right, the quality was really nice on that Yeti Fresh.
Yeah,
one
thanks,
there.
man. Like again, all this stuff.
Like it pops. If we could get that big Dookie chain. He did a big Dookie chain shirt.
You let me know, bro. If you guys want to develop some merch, there's a couple of festivals that, like I said, we're doing artist and brand development as well this year. So we've been placing artists with brands looking for designs and then shifting them to our production methodology and blanks to print on. So we could definitely help you out in the future if that was something.
Yeah, you're plugged in. Right.
Yeah.
And it takes some time and like
It
trial
does.
and error
It really-
to get the
it
shit
really
right.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like the first gen stuff that we did, it was still high quality, but like being able to dial in like what we really want, like the blanks for the hoodies we got now are like luxury blanks. Like a Carhartt is like 380 GSM, like the fabric weight.
Yeah.
The stuff we got now is 420 GSM.
I mean, I know how this translates to like 1,000 thread Egyptian cotton sheets, for example.
Yeah. So I mean, so here's one of our first gens. These are a little bit lighter,
Okay.
and we were screen printing.
This
the
looks like a
logos.
Jeremy Fish design.
So that's Brian Itch. And
Okay.
He's from New Zealand and a serious badass. And then feel the difference here. That's printed on Shockaware. It's 100% rung spun cotton. It's pigment dyed.
This is heavy.
Yeah. It's like
Oh, and that, yeah.
serious shit. We want to make merch that not only sticks around for a while, that people are super stoked on, where like it's known that the quality is fire once you've purchased like one item from us.
Yeah. It's dope.
And you can get excuse me, you can get all the stuff on your website.
Yeah. We're on our website, PNLZ.org. It's got stuff about the artists, our mission statement, and links directly to our store as well.
Cool. Very high quality.
Thanks, G.
Down to like you said, the details of the tags with the QR codes on them.
Yeah, it's dope. You definitely did a good job with all this.
But yeah, there's a huge difference between this and that.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll still probably shift back for what that is for the garment weight. That's a high quality blank.
Right.
But
Well, you know
doing
what? That I say like a huge difference, but it's totally different styles.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, these are like the new stuff we've been doing is like what's in right now, like the drop shoulder, oversized shirt. Looks like 90s skater vibe,
something Tash.
I still
Yeah.
dress like I'm in the 90s. I think.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
totally
like,
okay.
That's I'm fine with it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. That's what the essence of like this whole shit is about. Big Dookie chain and everything. Nostalgia. Right now nostalgia's in.
Amen. You're not wrong there, bro.
What's the shirt you have on right now? What's
I
the
know. I keep
silhouette?
looking at that.
Yo, so I just copped this the other day. This is a one of one from an artist called at Troubled Mind Studios on Instagram. We did art and vending at the Road to FanFest event in Portland, and he had all these one of one print offs, and I saw this and I was like, yeah, that's definitely mine. So I copped it. I'm also a collector of
Hoodies.
fly shit.
Yeah.
Fly shit, man. That's good shit, man. That's good shit.
Have you gotten him in touch with? Well, you probably know Saab One then.
No, I haven't.
Saab doesn't do
With the sneakers.
Saab doesn't do graffiti pieces like that. Saab did this. Saab does all the sneakers. Like I'll show you some of his stuff.
He's a sneaker maker. Or oh wait, does he paint?
He paints sneakers.
I might have talked to him on Instagram. We've yet to connect though.
Saab he's the real deal when it comes.
Dude, so you got to come up to this thing in August, Art Park we're doing, because first off, it's a cannabis sesh, which I know you're super into that community, but it's a art walk and art gallery, but also it's going to be a collection of jewelry, fire one of one clothing. We're trying to make a space where cannabis enthusiasts and high end art collectors can come together, and high end art of all kinds, wearable, glass art, fabrication, jewelry, the whole nine. So yeah, August 2nd, Winthrop, Maine for that one.
How far away is Winthrop, Maine from here?
From the gate, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes to Boston. 2 hours and 30 minutes to Boston. Let me see. I'll put it in it right now.
He said from the gate.
Yeah.
To this guy, that's nothing. He's like 2 hours 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll do that shit in my sleep. This guy will drive 4 fucking hours to like see Capadonna, like open up a fucking McDonald's or some shit.
At Sugar Butt.
So with
fucking
traffic
wild.
right now, it says 3 hours.
Yeah,
To
it's
where the
wild.
event is,
And I'm dead serious. Like he literally will drive to like Connecticut to like meet Cassidy, like opening up a quick aid or some shit like that. And then he'll drive to New York to meet Tony Ayo, who's opening up a dispensary. Then he'll drive
that
to
shows
fucking.
where his passions lie.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
This motherfucker's crazy with that shit, man.
Collector.
I'll bring him up to the festival. The last festival we were supposed to go to, we didn't go to because like that whole thing happened
Yeah.
and all that other shit. But I'll bring him.
I don't even know what happened. You got me all psyched up, and I was revved up, ready to go. Wake Fest or something?
He was all ready
It's,
to.
Wake Fest.
Winter wake.
Winter
Up.
Wake Up.
He was
Yes,
all-
thank you. Winter
He was
Wake
all
Up.
ready to bring his
that one fell
plushie,
off the board.
plushie and the whole nine.
My furry outfit.
He was
Yeah.
in the whole thing.
I
This
cut
isn't. I don't think this one's a
Holes
furry.
for my privates. I was
I
ready
don't.
to roll.
I don't think this one's a furry thing, or maybe it is. I
Okay,
don't know.
yeah.
It's a non-judgmental, do as you want as long as you're not hurting anybody kind of thing. So
Yeah.
whatever's clever. If you got that furry costume and you haven't broke it out to the
Yeah.
public yet,
Just patch those holes in the genitals up, please.
yeah, maybe do that.
I thought this was a non-judgmental space.
Oh fuck, man, crazy. So, panels, man. You said 300 pieces of art.
Yeah, maybe over now.
You have the clothes that go along with these one-of-kind pieces. What's the You said you sell the actual murals of art.
Yep, every piece is technically for sale. Obviously, those are big dollar items.
Do you have any good stories for someone that did something with buying one of those, that put it somewhere? Or
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about good stories, but we sold 2 original pieces last year, so I was just.
But what does
big
someone
guy.
do with how big are these pieces you selling? Like 8 feet, 10 feet? Like they're
Monster.
murals. Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
So
So-
now what do they do with them?
So if somebody's got a shop or something like
Okay.
that, come in and help them mount it permanently. Some people, the East Coast is kind of hard because not everybody's got like the 15, 20-foot ceilings. When you get out to like the Midwest and West Coast, the architecture is a lot more blown out. So we don't get as many like people that are trying to collect it residentially. But again, I also curate original canvas works. So like you'll see if you come up to Art Park there, like the gallery will be all original works featured, from artists from all over the country that we've been working with.
Damn, man, you got a lot going on.
Cool.
What don't you have going on? What's not going to be at Art Park?
People under 21.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Even better.
Yeah.
It's a good fucking answer. So what's a guy like him? We bring him up to FanFest. He's camping out. Do you even own a tent?
In my pants.
I I love that there was a delay, and then that's what you got.
I know.
So you don't own a tent. Have you ever? I'm not gonna say like. Have you ever set up a tent?
I was a Boy Scout once. Not a good one though.
You were a Boy Scout once.
Yeah. At one time.
You were at one
That's
time.
a legit answer.
Yeah. Okay. Well. You were a Boy Scout once is not a legit answer. I was a Boy Scout at one time is absolutely a legit answer because like if you're a Boy Scout once, it's like what the fuck happened like the second time you were a Boy Scout? Like you know what I mean? Like I only did that once. Like okay, shit. What the fuck's the story behind that? I'm just trying to picture this guy like just trying to like set up a tent. It's kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah. Pro tip: you want to set up your tent as soon as you get there. Because you don't want to start walking around.
Like, do you want a sleeping bag?
Like, and then you're like, shit, I got to set this up in the dark.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to set up a tent.
Yeah, I mean, or get an Airbnb off-site. That's what we do because we have to do lodging for multiple artists and stuff like that.
I'm going to do Airbnb off-site.
Okay, so, and like, that's probably like in a place that, what, it's like the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
so like that's also one of those things where you got like your Airbnb is like 25 minutes away.
Let's be honest.
That's a main 5 minutes, bro.
That's what I'm saying, but that's a main 5 minutes is a Boston like hour and a half. You know what I mean?
Don't even get me started. I left an hour and a half early and still showed up a half hour late.
Yeah, because that's because you were driving like on main time. You know what I mean? Like I could have done that same thing. It's just
I bet.
You know what I mean? Like you guys do that shit where it's like, yo, go to a party and the party's like fucking an hour and a half away. And
Yeah,
you're like,
everything's an hour and a half away. It's
I know I can't. That's
we
my.
got counties that are bigger than the state.
I have like a hard time with that. He's good at that shit too. I'm like, damn, bro, you gotta like drive all the way there just to go to the thing. Like that's to me sometimes crazy. Like, I'll do it when I travel.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because like, and I'll get up early and like I'll walk the fucking the 6 miles through the desert to go to the cliff to see the thing. You know what I mean? I'll do that.
On a horse with no name.
No horses. I don't think I'll ever get on a horse. That's scary shit, man. You ever rode a horse before?
I have, and it is scary shit as
That
well.
shit just looks terrifying, bro.
Yeah, that's not for me.
So I used to go to New Hampshire with this kid Ryan a long time ago, and his father ended up like in a paragliding accident, ended up being paraplegic. So he had like all these, which was sad, obviously. But
Yeah,
he got
why are you bringing this heartbreaking story up?
He got a nice payment, so we had like all these toys in the yard and shit. Like he had like all the ATVs and like all these crazy wheelchairs with like these big wheels on them and shit. We'd be driving them, getting drunk driving. It was dope. But he had this horse.
Drunk driving.
Driving through that in right at the end, you got that.
Right.
Oh yeah. Heavy. Guns and shit. Yeah, it was crazy. Because at the time I was
Allegedly.
Back when you were fun.
No, back when I was on the run. And then I
was on the run.
I had a Fenlon with me too, and we were shooting guns, and we were shooting magnums and shit. Dude like made bullets and shit, the whole nine. It was crazy. What the fuck? But there was a horse up there, and my man's like,
that's where we're going with this.
my man's like, yo,
Naturally.
he's like, we get high on my horse. Let's go get high on my horse and shit. And I never like seen a horse like in person at this point in time. I've never been, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know how big horses are. Like you see them on TV, right? You don't know how fucking big a horse is.
Animal.
Fucking big. Have you ever been next to a fucking horse?
I've been on a horse. Yeah,
Holy
man.
shit.
Yellowstone National Park, out there just riding them.
That's crazy. That's white people shit right
Yeah.
there, huh? Fucking
I'm watching
Jimin.
1923 right now.
we're smoking weed with this horse and we're like in the pen and shit. I was terrified. Like if this horse like flips out, like we're all fucking dead. Like you know what I mean? Like
I was kind of into it when I was a kid, but like thought it was cool. But like my cousins rode horses, and I remember I was like 8 or 9, and my cousin Melissa was like 11, and her horse got spooked and ran into the barn with her on it and just knocked her
shit.
fucking clean off it. And I'm like,
that.
no.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that what
I'm
happened?
done with horses. See what happens, man?
That's what happened with Superman. I mean,
That
that's
is,
always
yeah,
making fun of.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
Who Eminem like made fun of like over multiple albums and multiple songs.
All the way up to
like what's up? Like that's no one ever like thought about that. Like no one gave a shit about Christopher Reeves really like that except Eminem, who did that like multiple times over multiple albums. Like had straight Christopher Reeves songs. To the point, the new album, the newest album he has a song that he didn't release about Christopher Reeves, like an entire fucking song. Like the whole entire song is like there's nothing else he talks about in the entire song besides 3 verses of Christopher Reeves. It's like a whole fucking. It's a terrible song. It's not good. Like, but this man like sat down and wrote like a 5-minute song. About Christopher Reeve?
What did he do? Jeez.
It's like real life
You don't know Christopher Reeves?
Of course I do.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing.
What did he do to deserve the?
I don't know. He became paralyzed. I don't know. That was like the whole thing, right? I don't think he did anything to Eminem. I think Eminem just thought it was shocking talking about him. I guess. So he just kept going back to that fucking horse and beating the fuck out of it to the point like he dug that motherfucker up and was like, "I was fucking fight this horse again." You know.
He's like, "Fuck Superman," like just on some real villain shit.
Yeah, but Eminem had a fucking song called Superman. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking crazy. And he didn't mention Christopher Reeves in that song.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Which is fucking crazy. So it's like, I don't know. Christopher Reeves. I don't like horses. I ain't getting on him. Fuck all that shit. A horse is going to be at this Art Fest?
Negative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
unless it's like a service horse. No,
a service horse. That's another thing that's all crazy with that shit. Someone be on a plane with a service horse. Like, I can see it, man. Oh, that's a thing. Like dogs in like inside. I'm not a dog person. I don't mind dogs, but I'm like not a I love dogs
You're not a
person.
dog person, bro? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I got three cats, bro.
Oh yeah, that's
you know,
that's weird. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking. I mean, I don't mind dogs, but like, I'm not like I don't own a dog. I'm not like I'm like, oh, dogs are the best or whatever the fuck. But like, dogs in the supermarket, dogs like inside like the department store, dogs dogs are everywhere now. Like, motherfuckers, someone put their Doberman Pinscher into my work today or yesterday. They brought a full size fucking Doberman into our little Verizon store. Like, what the when did that become a fucking thing?
Right, like service pit bulls.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Emotional support,
bro. Like when I was a kid, I used to get chased by a Doberman Pinscher all the fucking time. Like, this thing's terrifying. But this was like a full browlick ass fucking Doberman. I don't even know if it was a service dog. It just was with the person in the store. Like, and that's just a thing now. People let happen. Like, I think in the '90s, if you went in the store with a dog, they kicked your ass the fuck out, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, technically, you can't even ask someone to see. You can, but they can legally tell you to fuck off to see the paperwork for a service animal.
But think how fucking stupid that is.
Yeah, I suppose it is. But
you're we're confined in these small ass spaces with people's fucking big ass dogs, bro. It's wild when you think about that. But you used to be able to smoke in the mall. You can't smoke in the mall anymore, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, no doubt.
You can't do that.
I remember ashtrays on tables at restaurants.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm old enough for that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you can't do that shit no more because it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild, right? But now we're like, all right, we're just gonna let people just walk their German Shepherds through Whole Foods. like what the fuck is going on? It's crazy. Sometimes there'll be multiple German Shepherds in Whole Foods, and you're like, this is fucking crazy. You get bit by a dog in the fucking produce aisle.
I hope not.
No, it's sad. That and dog shit's everywhere now too. I'm just saying.
Well, on that note,
it's true, man. It's true. Like little dogs and dog shit everywhere, right? I mean, think about
Somebody
this.
was just talking in the last interview we did shit on the song "Dog Shit" off Wu-Tang Forever.
It's an amazing song. That was Conflict. He didn't like it. The guy who produced Quiet Storm, not produced Quiet Storm, but engineered Quiet Storm, wasn't a fan of dog shit.
did that secret Wu-Tang album that the Pharma Bro bought, did that ever get pirated or released anywhere?
No, which is crazy.
You know, there was a clause in that said that he wouldn't be prosecuted if Bill Murray broke in and stole that shit.
Yeah,
That's so dope, bro.
That's awesome, yeah.
That has to come from coffee and cigarettes.
Yeah, bet.
It has to.
I think the government seized that album.
Oh, they totally did.
Yeah, they
right.
did.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But they sold it to a gallery, I think, in New Zealand because they were doing private listenings of it.
Huh.
Which is also crazy.
We got to schedule a Big Dookie Chain field trip out.
I
to
seen
New Zealand
there was
for private
something.
listening.
Well, he has artists from fucking New Zealand. We need to put it all together, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
you
let's
know
get
what
it
I mean?
poppin'.
We need to fucking connect the guy. This guy knows people. He curates people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you should get that Wu-Tang album
There was-
brought here for for a tour.
I don't get that much
tour,
pull, but
not a tour
I don't
of
know.
but a tour of the album. You could do that technically.
I mean,
a tour of the Wu-Tang album.
Yeah. I mean,
Tours
that would take
America.
some serious capital.
Yeah.
Because you can't even play it on. I know I watched a YouTube video of a guy taking it all out and fucking showing the whole thing. Like the guy at the auction place. I forget the auction place they had it, but Lloyd's of London, whatever the fuck it is, Lloyd's of London. But he took it all out with his gloves and the whole nine, but they didn't play it because you can't.
Yeah,
play it
you can't
on,
publicly
can't
listen
play
to
it.
it. No public listenings.
My
200
favorite
years or some shit.
My favorite shit is just Method Man saying he fucking hates the whole thing, and he just
he said that?
Yeah, he said he hates.
Yeah, because I don't think a lot of them knew it was even going on. It was like a mashup of content.
Yeah.
This dude Silver Rings.
Yeah,
put
so
that out.
a lot of them didn't understand the whole concept of it. They weren't clear about the whole thing, and then all of a sudden it was like, hey, you got this $1 million album that's no one can listen to.
One copy.
And no one can listen to it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Which is crazy also that in the age of right now, like when everything is bootleggable and everything is copyable and like I'm surprised someone hasn't been like AI, like what is the Wu-Tang album? Like figure it out. You know, put all the Wu-Tang records into it and then figure out what the secret album is.
Yeah.
I mean, did people put AI that you're an AI guy? People put AI like on the hieroglyphs and all that shit and everything else, like old ancient languages and scrolls and everything. They're figuring all that shit out, right?
Yeah, but it's not gonna figure out what it is if the content doesn't exist in the world to be trained on.
Why not?
It could make a new version of it from if you trained it on all the content, but
if it can look at my fridge, you know exactly like what groceries I need. Why can't
there's
it?
a camera in your fridge, bro.
Why can't it make a Wu-Tang album that's the same thing as the one that's secret?
I'm not a big fan of AI art. You know, AI can be used in a lot of things, but taking money out of musical and visual artist pocket, I'm strictly against that.
Brian Life actually.
I like what he's doing.
So he was
I like what he's
he figured it out. Like you don't use it to make the art, you use it to advance the art you create.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Brian figured it out.
I just don't like seeing like large scale national events and stuff make AI posters.
Oh, it's stupid.
And shit. Like pay an artist, dude. Like
it looks tacky too. Like you can tell, like you can just tell. Yeah, you can just tell that it's made like with that shit. I don't know. I think people are starting to go back to like regular people.
Yo, I parked like past your building where there's that fence and that first little pull in, just the next building over. But I'm probably good there, right?
I have no idea what you just.
You're killing me.
What you just
I
said.
think the last time I was here, I parked out in front of your place.
He's like, I parked.
I just remembered that I parked there, and I didn't ask you if that was a good place to park or not.
We're like an hour and 5 minutes into this interview, and you're like, "Oh yeah, by the way,
yeah.
like, by the way,
About that time now.
and then, by the way, well, I mean, is your car going to be okay? I don't know. I don't know if you're okay to park there or not. To be honest with you, I didn't see where you parked.
Nice.
Do you want to take a second and fucking see your car? Or do you want to? We can just even tell people where you're going to be. All that stuff. We can look at this camera right now, and we can wrap this and check your car and all that shit too.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
Not that I'm not enjoying bullshitting, but I do have to drive my ass back to Maine tomorrow. This evening. I got some work to do tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess a little recap. We'll be at Germination in Harmony, Maine, vending in 2 weeks. After that, June 6th and 7th, we'll be in Harmony again for FamFest, which that's the big one. And then we'll be in Afton, New York, June 26th through 29th for Moonwalk Festival. And make sure to check out Art Park Summer Session on all the socials. Art Park 207 will be our website launching this week. And that's our mashup, cannabis industry, art walk, art gallery concept.
Love it, man. Love it. Instagram, where can they find you online?
Yeah, our Instagram is at PNLZ_gallery, panels gallery. And same thing on all socials.
When is the next drop coming?
The next new clothing drop will be at FamFest. We're going to do the Wave of Omekanawa, what that sticker is, which is another design we licensed from Gabriel Welch. And we're going to do reprints in different colorways of some of our real popular last drops.
Okay, dope. Where can they buy this stuff? What's the website?
PNLZ.org.
And where can they get on there?
You can see everything we have, and it indicates our inventory. So it really is first come, first serve. And like I said, everything is limited run in each colorway. So we never print the same thing the same. You might see a design on something else, but it's going to be a different color or on a hoodie instead of a t-shirt. But yeah, everything that we have is available online.
Awesome. Van, anything else?
Dope. No. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, bro.
What do you want to tell these people?
Like and subscribe.
Sense lives. Marty forever. Fuck Kurt Feeling. Peace.